Welcome everyone. Today I'm going to be talking about my personal beliefs and values with regards to teaching and education. We'll then move on to have a look at constructivism as a learning theory, in particular looking at its strengths and limitations in classroom application. So looking at my personal beliefs and values, I believe in engagement of learners, keeping learning fun, keeping them participating, and instilling a love of learning. I believe in being inclusive, knowing that every child can learn. I believe in effective classroom management that is consistent and fair. I believe in mutual respect for yourself and for others, as I believe that by respecting each other, it leads to greater kindness, greater support and acceptance of everyone, regardless of their background or their abilities. I believe in communication, of having open dialogue where students are empowered to voice their opinion. And I believe in having a safe and supportive environment where they realize it's okay to make mistakes. So what is constructivism? Constructivism, as you can see there, falls under the umbrella of cognitive theories, and it's largely influenced by the studies of Piaget and Vygotsky. Essentially, it's saying that learners construct new knowledge based on their previous knowledge and experiences, and doing so in a social context. Core principles, we all know these. It's learner-centered, there's active participation. The teacher is more of a facilitator. Student voice is valued. Providing of authentic experiences, content and skills are made relevant to the learner. Drawing from Piaget, it's looking at the importance of the previous learning and experiences, and drawing from Vygotsky, looking at social interaction as being necessary for learning and cognition. Now, looking at the strengths in application, because it is student-centered and they have an active role, it leads to greater engagement. Now, Martin in 2006 said that greater engagement led to increased remembering, motivation, and problem-solving in new contexts. There's a lot of social interaction in constructivism. There's collaboration, cooperation, and group work, and within these, you then get communication. So it promotes peer dialogue, peer-to-peer dialogue, and peer-to-teacher dialogue as well. Now, Marler and Page in 2005 looked at valuing the importance of diversity. In Australia, we have such a wide range of people, or a wide range of students in a classroom, religion, backgrounds, culture, abilities. It's very important to make sure that they all feel included and supported. Differentiation is a big one for me. Now, Piaget spoke about learning being stage-based and not age-based. So it allows you to be able to differentiate work within the same group, extending those that need extension and pulling back the work for those that need it to be pulled back. It also allows for feedback with and from peers, as Vygotsky spoke about the importance of reflection. An example of that would be in writing. A child's doing a story, writing a story, reaches a roadblock, and then being able to draw on ideas from their peers to be able to resolve the issue. Lessons are also directed at their interests, so it keeps them more engaged, and it encourages higher order thinking or metacognition as well, using Bloom's taxonomy. And here you can see it as the foundational skills, remembering and understanding, moving up to analyzing, evaluating, and creating with your higher order thinking. There are limitations in this. Now, Duchesne and McMaw spoke about time constraints. It doesn't just happen. It takes time to set up a classroom like this. You need to give the students time to discover. And it's a lot of discovery and inquiry-based work. They need time to actually discover and to do a lot of their own independent research. They need to feel safe asking questions, so you need to have a safe and supportive environment. Now, Killen in 2007 spoke about potential problems within group work. It takes time to set up. You've got diversity in the groups. They need to have basic group work skills of being able to listen to each other and turn-taking, and the teacher must closely monitor the groups as well. These kind of classrooms tend to be noisier, less structured, and they can be more distracting, especially for those students on your autism spectrum or the intellectually difficulties. They can find these kind of classrooms quite hard to handle. Now, Brown and Rose in 1995 spoke about curriculum demands, the need to keep up with the curriculum while still allowing your students time to explore. Duchesne and McMaw again spoke about uncertainty, about not knowing which direction to go in, which may lead to frustration and behavior difficulties, as well as discovery and inquiry-based tasks needing time, and those that may find it harder to stay focused for longer periods of time may find it distracting and could lead to behavior difficulties as well. Westwood in 2004 mentioned the tasks requiring repetition and learning, possibly your phonics and your timetables. Those for the younger students or those with learning difficulties, they may find constructivism a little bit too open. And then, of course, managing assessments in classwork and learning, as the outcomes are not the same, so you can't just do standardized testing or standardized assessments to see where they're at. What does the classroom look like? Encourages social interaction with a seating plan, maybe having some open learning spaces. It doesn't need to, it cannot be quiet, it needs to have discussion. There's collaboration, group work, journals, presentations, conferencing, feedback. How do my personal values fit in with constructivism? I believe that they do. The one that I would have to think a little bit more clearly about with this would be classroom management, knowing whether or not an open conditioning from behaviorism might work better than possibly a more guidance approach. And that I'd have to just sort of suss out depending on the context that it would be in. In conclusion, learners actively construct meaning, making connections and building on previous experience and learning. It's student-centered with focus on social interaction and collaboration. Now, is this the best learning theory for all situations? I don't know. I think you need to know your students, know their needs, and know the context that you're in, and then make a informed decision on what learning theory to use. I do like constructivism. And to finish off, I've got two quotes here, especially the one from Benjamin Franklin saying, "Tell me and I forget, teach me and I remember, involve me and I learn." Thank you for listening.